أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Welcome to the G3 Hifz class. Now, as you may know, today is the last class, but tomorrow will be the concluding session. And before we start today's class, I would like to request the support teacher to please unmute a student for the prayer.
AG3069.
AG3069. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good too. So would you like to recite the prayer? Start with Dawaz and Tasmiyah, please.
Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. Lord, expand my mind and make my task easy for me.
Jazakallah, well done.
Surah 26 to 27.
Brilliant, well done. Okay,
And I have a question.
you have a question, yes?
In the opening dua, why is there like a ruku in it? Like there's a verse and then another verse dot. So like in there, where why does it have those? Why can't it just be joined together like the other ones?
Okay, good, well done. Good question you have. So this part here is one verse, which is verse 26. And the second one is the second verse, which is verse 27. Now, in the translation, if you have a look, this is representing the first verse. So this bit, verse 26, and this is verse 27. So basically the second verse that you've just recited. So we've got two verses, but just one translation. That's absolutely fine because we've got and in between. It's connecting the sentence, yeah? So that's how it is. So the dua, the starting prayer that you just recited, is from the Surah Taha, and we've taken it from the two verses, verse 26 and 27. That's the dua stretching out over the two verses. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Brilliant. Jazakallah. Lafiz. Okay, so let's move on. Right, so before we start our class, please be reminded that you have to follow certain etiquettes. Make sure that before the class you have performed wuzu and that you are wearing clean clothes. It's also very important that your head is covered throughout the class and that you sit with an adult so they can assist and monitor you and your progress. Please also double check that you're logged in with your correct IDs. Now, I think all of you are logged in, but however, if you're not, just quickly check and log back in with the correct ID. Now, let's move on. Right, also, as I've already mentioned that today is the last class in a way, but tomorrow will be the concluding session for which, if you can see on the screen, the tilawat will be recited by this student. You've got the ID, make a note of that. You have probably also been informed. Translation will be recited by this student, and Hadith, student AG3102, you will be reciting it, and the sayings, these two students, sayings again, these two students. However, we don't have a student for Nazm. So now you have a good opportunity to record your Nazm very quickly before tomorrow and participate for Nazm. That's a good opportunity. So whoever wants to do that, please choose a Nazm that is related to the Quran. So you can choose your own, but it has to relate to the Holy Qur'an. It has to be about the Holy Qur'an. And please send off your Nazm to the email I suppose, which was, let me just give it to you on the screen again. You have it on the screen. The recording should be sent to g3hifz@gmail.com. Right, make sure that you also mention your student ID, however, because you also need to participate. Right, okay, so today's class will only be about listening. We will be listening to surah so we can complete your record. And let's start with that. Before I forget, also, the rehearsal for these students, for the Tilawat student, for the translation, hadith, and the saying students, and for the Nazm student, whoever that will be, you have to rehearse, come to the rehearsal, not at 5:30, but at 5:15, so 5:15. Make a note of that. That's wrong. Not 5:30. Please come at 5:15, 5:15. Jazakumullah. So we will be now listening to your surahs. Now, if you receive an invite for the breakout room, please click on join. Right, okay, so let's continue here. Could I please request a support teacher to unmute a student?
AG3007.
Jazakallah. And could you please inform me which surah they will be reciting?
Surah Al-Lahab, Surah Kafirun, or Surah Kausar.
I see. Okay, so student AG3007, you have the choice out of these. Which one are you going to recite?
Walaikum salam.
Surah Al-Lahab, Surah Kafirun, and Surah Kausar.
Surah Al-Kafirun.
Okay, Jazakallah. So you start reciting then.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولكم دينكم ولي دين.
Well done, Jazakallah. Let's just go to that surah. Just open there. So here you've corrected yourself. It's not va, it's just lakum, yeah? And on this tiny bit here, now I can understand it's a tiny bit difficult to pronounce the alif and then suddenly the ayn sound as well. But I think you can improve by reciting the alif first and then the ayn sound, which is coming from your throat. Do you want to try that from the screen? Do you want to recite the whole verse? From here.
ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين.
Okay, brilliant. Well done. Jazakallah. So you can practice to do that sound a tiny bit more. Otherwise, it was good. Well done. Jazakallah. Okay, so could we now have another student, please?
NG3036.
Jazakallah. NG3036. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good too. So let's check with the support teacher which surah you have to recite.
Surah Kafirun.
I see. Okay. So NG3036, you will be reciting Surah Al-Kafirun. Do you want to start?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل جاء أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين.
Brilliant, mashallah. Let's have a look on the surah. There you go. Okay, well recited. However, I think you can improve on your ayn sound. Here we have ayn, we have ayn. Hey. So all of the ayn you have pronounced as the alif sound, which is not correct. So let's have a look. I'll just quickly highlight all the ayns so you can practice on them whilst the screen is on. I think I've highlighted all of them, I hope so. Okay, so you start reciting from the screen. You can start from verse 3. So la a'budu ma ta'budun. Yeah, so it's coming from your throat. Ta, not ta, ta, not abiduna here, but abiduna. Ayn. Can you just say ayn from your throat?
Ayn.
Yeah, let's practice that. From verse 3, you start off.
La a'budu ma ta'budun.
Okay, let me do that for you first. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا أعبد ما تعبدون.
La a'budu ma ta'budun.
So beautiful. There you go. You can do this. Do you want to continue now?
Wala antum abiduna ma abud.
Yeah, this one needs to be practiced. عابدون.
Abiduna.
It's coming. It's coming. You continue.
Wala ana abidum ma abadtum.
عبدتم.
Abadtum.
Yeah, you're pronouncing it not from your throat. So what you need to do is practice a lot on your ayn sound. Yeah, you finish up on the surah now.
Wala antum abidum duna ma abud lakum dinukum waliyadin.
Yeah, Jazakallah. Okay, so just have a look. Yeah, Jazakallah. So you need to practice on your ayn sounds. So can I have another student now, please?
NG3023.
Jazakallah. NG3023. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good too. Jazakallah. So let's have a look with the support teacher.
Surah Quraysh.
Surah Quraysh. Okay. So you start Surah Quraysh then.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Quraysh, الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت أطعمهم من جوع وأرسل عليهم.
Okay, stop there. I don't know, your mic is lagging, so I can't really hear you. Can you start again from Allazi at'amahum? Or do you want to start again with a better voice?
I want to start again.
Okay, yeah. Now, as you're speaking up now, I want to hear it like this. I can hear you good now. Start again.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لإيلاف قريش رحلة الشتاء والصيف.
Stop. I need to stop you. I need to stop you here. So it's not the verse that you're reciting after Lilafi Quraysh. You need to recite Ilafihim, yeah.
إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف.
Okay, Jazakallah. Let's just go to the verses here. Right. So first of all, you need to practice on your surah just a bit more so you can recite all the verses, just a bit of more memorization. Then on this part and on this part, and there was something at the beginning as well. Yeah, I think this, it's not all of it, just these vertical kasra and vertical fatha I want. Yes, it's letting me do it. And the Madh Kabira. Right, let's have a look what we can still improve on this. E, that's for 2 seconds. It's a vertical kasra, yeah? Not like a kasra like these ones here. These are for 1 second, like for example, ri. But E for 2 seconds. Then la for 2 seconds. It's not a fatha like this one. This could have been 2 seconds. Sorry, this would be 1 second, but this is 2 seconds, the vertical fatha, yeah? So, E, la, yeah? Fi, him. 1 second on each.
La.
Good. And then on this one, we've got Madh Kabira. Can you tell me how many seconds you have to prolong this?
5 seconds.
No, it's the 5 to 6 second one, not 3 seconds. So,
I said 5.
Oh, you said 5, yes. So have 5 as a minimum, yeah? 5 as a minimum, 6 as the maximum. So try to recite this verse again.
Okay. إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف.
Okay, and this is a letter. This is a thick letter. It's not seen, it's swat. So it's wasayf, wasayf.
والصيف.
Yeah, make it more thick. So yes, and make it more longer on the Madh Kabira. Then on the next verse, we have a vertical fatha on the ra. So we have to make it a round mouth on this one. Rabba, not rabba. It will be rabba.
ربة.
Rabba.
ربة.
Good. Now can you recite this verse?
فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت.
Good. Good. And this one, I've already told you, you need to make 2 seconds because this is vertical fatha. Try to read out this verse as well. You can start the last part. Start from here.
الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف.
Good. And whilst you were reciting, make sure that you give how many seconds on this Madh Saghira? 4 seconds. Yeah, yeah. So let's do this. You want to try?
الذي أطعمهم
Yeah, recite.
الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف.
Yeah, good. Just don't stop in the middle of a verse, otherwise fine. So make a note of all these mistakes so you can improve, okay? Right, Jazakallah.
She need to send recording of Surah Al-Maun and Surah Al-Nasr.
Okay, so if you're still here, Surah Al-Maun and Surah Al-Nasr, you need to send in recordings to keep up with your record. NG3023, did you make a note of this?
Yes.
Yes, okay, well done. So we'll look forward to your recording. Jazakallah. All right. Can I have another student now, please?
NG3045.
Jazakallah. NG3045, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good too. Jazakallah. Hey.
She need to recite both Surah Al-Maun and Surah Al-Falq.
Okay. Jazakallah. So do you want to recite Surah Al-Maun first?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون.
Jazakallah, well done. Okay. So let's have a look on the surah before we listen to your surah Al-Falaq. We'll just go to Maun. There you go. So on this one here, yeah, you have pronounced this one as a dhamma. You've pronounced that as yeah, wala yahuddu, wala, yeah. So you can start reciting this verse again, and then I will be talking about this bit
Okay.
later. There you go.
ولا يحض على طعام المسكين.
Okay, good. So you've recited the fatha. However, this one here, the ta is a thick letter. It's not the one with the two dots, ta. That's not ta, it's ta. Yeah, it's a thick letter, so it will be ta'amil miskin, ta'amil miskin, ta and ayn. Do you want to try this part? Try again, I haven't heard you.
طعام المسكين.
Okay, much better now. Now here, what you were doing is you were prolonging, yes, but you paused, yeah? Don't pause in the middle of the verses because you're not supposed to pause in the middle of a word, for example. You can't just say that. You wouldn't understand the meaning then, or it would change. Also here, you pronounced وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاءَ and then you paused and then un. Don't do that, yeah? Do you want to try reciting in one go this verse and then you can have a pause and then start the last verse?
Okay. الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون.
Okay, good. Well done. That's better now. However, one more thing now. On this one, this is a raw. So you have to pronounce that with a with a round mouth. It's a thick raw. And we had the ayn sound here. Yeah, that's the ayn sound here as well. Let's try again on the ayn sounds. But for the raw, you can practice doing that with a round mouth at home.
Okay. ويمنعون الماعون.
Okay, so it's coming. Your other ayns were good. That was fine. So you can practice on these ayns and the mistakes that I've already highlighted earlier. Yeah.
Okay.
And now you can recite your Surah Falaq.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Well done. Let's just go to that surah. So again, you were pausing just in the middle of the verse here somewhere. Can you try again the whole verse without stopping in the middle?
Okay. ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
Brilliant, well done. And you've also done the kalkalas at the end. Really good, well done, mashallah. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
Okay, now can we have the next student, please?
NG3056.
Jazakallah. NG3056. Alaikum salam. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good too. Jazakallah.
She need to recite Surah Al-Falaq and last ruku of Surah Al-Baqarah if she memorized it.
Okay, last ruku of Surah Al-Baqarah. Did you memorized it?
Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
know some of it.
Sorry?
I know some of it.
You've done some of it, okay. So you can either recite some of them or send in your recording so your record is complete here, yeah?
Okay.
You can start with Surah Al-Falaq for now.
How does it start?
قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. I've given you the second verse already.
Okay.
Okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر النفاثات في العقد.
And the last verse, وَمِن
شر النفاثات في العقد.
Okay, that's the second last verse. The last verse would be وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ
إذا وقب
إِذَا حَسَدَ.
ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Okay, let's just go to Surah Falaq. So now, the first thing that we have to improve is, as I've already highlighted in the previous recitations, is the Rabb. Why is it Rabb and not Rab? Why do we have to round our mouth here?
It's a thick letter.
Which one, the Ra or the Ba?
The Ra.
Ra, exactly. And it carries a fatha. So if the Ra is carrying a fatha, we need to make our mouth round in the recitation. So it's Bi-Rabbil Falaq. And then it was, the ayn sound. Now what I suggest you do is recite the second verse from the screen again.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
Yeah, so the ayn sound is a tiny bit there, it just needs to be more prominent. So it will be قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق.
Brilliant, well done. Now I want you to recite the last verse which you've missed out. Can you start reciting the last verse?
Sorry. ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Good. So here we have we've got 2 times actually the ha sound, which needs to come from your throat. So the first, yeah, you go on.
حاسد إذا حسد.
Yeah, make it more stronger. Hasidin is a hasad.
حسد.
Yeah. So just make it a bit more stronger. Well done, Jazakallah. Sorry, about Surah Al-Baqarah, do you want to have a go or want to send a recording in?
Can I have a go at it?
Yeah.
Is it لله ما في السماوات one?
Sorry?
Is it لله ما في السماوات?
Yes.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير. That's all I know.
Okay, so it's just the first verse. Yeah, that's fine. Let me just go to that part. Hold on. Just go. This one. There you go. Okay, so here, lillahi, that's fine. That's all good because it's a lam jalala, but it wouldn't be pronounced thick. Neither will be pronounced thick here. However, here it needs to be pronounced thick, the lam jalala. Why do you think that is? So in these first 2 parts, it will be pronounced thin. However, here in the third highlight, it will be pronounced thick.
Because in the third one, the letter before, the mutaharrik before it, and it has a fatha on it, and the other ones only have a fatha on it.
Yes. So when we have a fatha on the last one, for example, it will be pronounced thick. So it will be wallahu. Yeah.
Wallahu.
Yes, good. Do you want to recite just the last part again?
Wallahu ala kulli shay'in qadir.
Yes. And again, it's about your ayn sounds. Yeah. So practice all your ayn sounds. It will be wallahu ala kulli shay'in qadir.
Wallahu ala kulli shay'in qadir.
Okay, that's fine. Jazakallah. Now, can we please have the next student?
NG3015.
Jazakallah. NG3015, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, fine.
Good, good. Okay, so which surah is she reciting?
Surah Al-Maun, Surah Kafirun, and Surah An-Nas. She can recite two, and she can send recording one of them.
Okay, choice is yours, NG3015. Which two do you want to recite in class?
Al-Kafirun.
Okay. And then you've got Surah Al-Maun and Surah Nasr for a choice now.
I don't know Surah Nasr.
Okay, so let's have a go at Surah Al-Maun then.
No.
Yeah? Okay.
Is that yeah.
So you can start reciting Surah Al-Kafirun.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابدون ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين.
Jazakallah. Let's go to the surah. You got, okay. So what we have to do is prolong correctly the mud. And oops, it's not highlighting. There you go. This one and on this one as well, actually. And this part, I will tell you what you need to revise. So just concentrate on all the mud for now. How many seconds are you going to prolong this mud? What do you call it, first of all, this mud here?
Mad Saghir.
Yes, Mad Saghira. And in this surah, we've got plenty of examples of Mad Saghira throughout the verses, yeah? So for how long are you going to prolong this one?
3 to 5.
Around 4 seconds, yes, you're right. So about 4 to 5 seconds, yeah? Right, so let's try doing that. And also on this one here, it's a vertical fatha. So you will be prolonging for how many seconds?
2.
2 seconds, yeah. So off you go, you read off from the screen and try to prolong each of the mud correctly and the vertical fathas for 2 seconds.
قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنتم ولا أنا عابدون ما عبدتم.
Okay, let's try here. We've got a shadda on the meme, so it will be connected. ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم.
ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم.
Continue.
ولا أنتم عابدون ما عبدتم. ما عبد لكم دينكم ولي دين.
Yes, so you have to practice on prolonging correctly. This one I highlighted because in the recitation I heard that you've just pronounced your dhamma, but it's a pausing here, so you don't pronounce the dhamma, but it was fine now, yeah? So make a note on all your mistakes that I've just highlighted, so you need to prolong correctly. Now, on your, which one was it? Surah Al-Maun you wanted to recite? Yeah. You can recite Surah Al-Maun now.
I don't know it.
Oh, so you don't know this one. So in that case, if you don't know Surah Al-Ma'un and Surah Al-Nasr, you need to complete your record and send it through to the recording. Yeah?
I know Surah Nasr.
Oh, you do know Surah Al-Nasr. Okay, off you go with Surah Al-Nasr then.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا وسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا.
Jazakallah. Let's have a look on some pieces that we can still improve. So here, what do you need to do on this part? You tell me.
Yamat.
Yes, well done. And for how many seconds do you need to prolong?
2.
2 seconds. Well done. So make sure that you do pronounce for 2 seconds. And then on the next part we had hold on, let's have a look. What was it? Yeah, it was here. Rab. Yeah. It's a round mouth again because the ra is carrying a fatha and that's a thick ra, will be pronounced with a round mouth. So let's have a look at this verse. You recite this one, making sure that you give 2 seconds on the prolonging. Do you want to start off reciting?
Yes.
Yes, so off you go. From the screen.
ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا.
Yeah, it's yeah, that's fine. It's not C, it's sa. Yeah, carrying a fatha. Make sure that you pronounce the harakat correctly as well, and give 2 seconds on fi. Yeah, fi dinillahi. And then, yeah, carry on with making sure that you make a round mouth on Rabbi.
فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا.
Okay, Jazakallah. Okay, can we have the next student, please?
NG3021.
Jazakallah. NG3021, Assalamu alaikum. NG3021.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm good too, Jazakallah. Now, which surah is she reciting?
She need to recite Surah Al-Baqarah, Ayatul Kursi, or verse first 17 ayat from verse 11 to 17.
Okay. So, which one are you going to recite? NG3021.
Ayatul Kursi.
Okay, off you go, you start then.
Should I start?
Yes, please.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات والأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. So I think you need to start again. I couldn't hear you in the middle.
Okay. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات والأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يئوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me just go to that verse. Hold on, I'll just go to that verse. Here you go. Okay. So on this one here at the ending, can you recite this part again from here?
وسع كرسيه في السماوات والأرض
Yeah, continue up to the end.
ولا يهز ولا
Wala. No, it's wala yauduhu hifzuhuma.
لا يهود حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.
Yes. So I think it's the last part that you need to revise because at the ending, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but your mic was lagging for me, so I couldn't hear you really well, and that's why I had to bring it up here. So yeah, if I don't know, but I think you need to practice the last bit of this one. Yeah. Okay. Jazakallah.
Hafiz.
And no, not Allah Hafiz yet. Do you want to recite verses 11 to 17 as well, or do you want to send in recordings for the other bits?
Okay.
Yeah, do you want to have a go now?
Okay.
Do you want to send a recording?
Yes.
I see. Okay, so make sure that you...
What surah?
So it was Surah Al-Baqarah, verses 11 to 17. And the other was Surah Al-Baqarah. Sorry, support teacher, can you help me out? Which verse?
The last ruku of Surah Baqarah.
The last ruku, yeah. Okay. So it's the last ruku of Surah Al-Baqarah and verses 11 to 17 from the same surah. Okay. Right, Jazakallah. So can we have another student now?
AG3016.
Jazakallah. And they are reciting which surah?
Just a moment. Yes, he need to recite Surah Maun or Surah Kafirun.
Jazakallah. Sorry, AG3016. Assalamu alaikum. AG3016. Are you there?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good too. So choice is yours. Which one do you want to recite?
Suratul Maun.
Yeah, Surah Ma'un you recite, and then you send in the recording for the other one, yeah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون.
Okay, well done. Let's just go to that surah very quickly. And that is, let's have a look. So, there you go. Okay, so the last verse, can you recite that one again? Can you recite the last verse again?
ويمنعون الماعون.
I see. Okay, let me recite it for you, and then you can recite it after me. وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ.
ويمنعون الماعون.
Brilliant, well done. Okay, so it was good recitation. What you need to do is just tiny bit practice on your memorization as well. And you have prolonged very nicely here. Well done on this one. Okay, Jazakallah. And maybe practice on the ayn sounds as well a bit, yeah? Oila, for example, here. Okay, Jazakallah.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. All right, so all the students, the ones that you didn't recite yet, please send in recordings so you can pick up on all of that. Now, please make note of your homework. You still need to revise some surahs and memorize as well. So you revise all the surahs on the screen, which is chapter 1, Surah Al-Fatiha, which is full of it, 4 verses. And the last 10 chapters, which is Surah 105 to 114, Surah Al-Fil to Surah An-Nas, including these two, all between surahs as well. Then you need to revise and memorize the second chapter, which is Surah Al-Baqarah and Ayatul Kursi. Surah Al-Baqarah verses 1 to 17 and verse 256, and the last Raku, which is verses 285, 286 and 287. Now we will end our class now. Can I please request the support teacher to unmute a student?
NG3041.
Jazakallah. NG3041. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Could you please recite the ending prayer?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم واجعله لي إماما وهدى ورحمة. Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran and make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance and the mercy.
Right, so Jazakallah, but I think at the ending you were a bit wobbly, so make sure that you recite the last part again, please, and prolong on the Madda Saghira.
Okay.
Yeah, could you please recite?
Okay. وَاجْعَلْهُ لِي إِمَامًا وَنُورًا وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً.
Brilliant. Okay, and then here we have Lamul Jalala, which should have been pronounced Allahumma. Yeah. Okay. Jazakallah. Well done. Now, Jazakumullah to all of you. You've done really well, mashallah. just remember to send in your recordings, and any of you who wants to recite a nazm for the concluding session, please make sure that you send in a recording and attend your revision tomorrow at 5:15. And nazm, make sure that it has to be about the Holy Quran. Jazakumullah, all the very best. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.